Hey, had this kind of cool experience yesterday I wanted to tell you about, something I think we can all learn something from, I hope. Had a young man a few days ago send me an email and said that he had he had read several of the books that I've written, and he started telling me about his recent land deal and asked could he talk, could he ask some advice on something. So I emailed him back, said sure, no problem, just yell anytime. And a couple of days later, I got a real long, detailed email where he outlined his issue, what had gone on. And I'll try not to say too much where if you happen to know this young man, that you figure out it's him, because I wouldn't want that to happen. But anyway, after I read his situation, I hated to hear that. And so as I was typing his email back, I'm in the office and the phone rings and message, we get calls all day, every day. Anyway, it turns out it was this young man calling, looking for me at the office. So secretary brought me the message, and he said, hey, this young guy just called from XYZ state. I'm not going to say which state it is, several states from where we are in Louisiana. And he had a horrible story about, and I said, is it so-and-so? And I showed him my secretary the name on my phone on the email, and he said, yeah, it's the same guy. So anyway, short story, I left the office going to look at some property, and I called the young man, and I keep saying young man. I mean, he's just younger than I am. Turns out he's a service member. In a state, like I say, several states away from where we are in Louisiana, and had a good, probably about 20-minute conversation. He explained the whole situation about a couple of little tracts that he had bought, and turned out the tracks weren't what he thought they were, and so they weren't suitable for what his intended use was, which was how he was going to maybe make a little money on them. And so he was asking what he could do, and as I was hearing his scenario, I gave him several ideas, things that if it were me that I would do to investigate some things for information, some steps I would take to try to either resolve the issue with the problem, the tracks, or to just to cut loose and get shed of them and run. Anyway, it turns out that the problems that he has, at the end of the day, were his fault. In terms of that, there were some steps of due diligence that he did not do. But he was a young guy. He has not done any deals before, so it's understandable. And so, didn't beat him over the head with that. I think he figured out that part of it anyway. But in spite of the fact that he had missed out some steps where he could have caught this problem, there were still some other things that he could do to, possibly mitigate this issue or just get rid of it altogether. So when it was all said and done, he was real encouraged that, hey, he had some steps he could take. I encouraged him in the fact that, it wasn't the end of the world for him. He was a young man. Sounded like a smart guy, hardworking guy, and it wasn't all that much money. And it's a lot of money to you, me, him, in terms of that amount of money. Nobody wants to lose that amount of money, but at the end of the day, it's not a life-changing amount of money. It wasn't going to wreck him or set him back, any long period of time. So, that was the upside to it. So he was really encouraged by that. But the thing that struck me after I hung up the phone and got to thinking about it was how few people there are who would pick up the phone or type an email or reach out to somebody when they are in a bind because of a mistake they've made on a real estate purchase and go, hey, I messed up big time here. What can I do to fix this, resolve this? I need some help. We're awfully prideful, and I am too. I understand that. But we all make mistakes, and there are good people around that, especially in this industry, in the land industry, that can give you good information, some good folks that would unselfishly, without a dog in the hunt, tell you what they would do to give you some good guidance, point you in the right direction. So take advantage of that. There's something to be said for using good land agents, good land brokers around our country, and there are a bunch of them. I mean, a bunch of them that, to pick their brain, They'll give you information for free because that's just the nature of most of them. I know you wouldn't want to take advantage of any of them as being your go-to free source of all things, wisdom. But a lot of people are going to help you just because they want to help you if you'll reach out to them and offer to compensate them. This young man did. I mean, he's already upside down in these tracks, and he said, "Man, I'll pay you for any help you can give me." I said, "I don't charge you a dime, man. Number one, I appreciate the fact that you're serving our country, and number two, you're a young guy trying to get your feet on the ground. No, I'd be glad to just help." And there are guys like that everywhere. So, point is, somebody reaches out to you and you know something that can help them, give that some thought. You didn't get to where you are without some good knowledge and information along the way. Pass some of that along. Number two, if you get yourself in a bind, you need somebody, reach out to some of these good land people around the country and ask them what to do to help you out of a bind. Anyway, this guy's going to keep in touch with me. I know he's going to get out of this mess. It's not much money. Probably a couple simple little things that I told him probably will flip the thing right, and he can get free of them and move on and find a better deal. That's one thing I told him. I said, do not let this spoil you to your ambition of looking for and finding good real estate deals. Just go find a better one. Do better due diligence next time. But don't let this be why you don't ever do them again. No, just let this be an expensive but a valuable learning experience so you can do it much better the next time around. So anyway, hope that helps. Teach somebody something if you know it, and if you need to know something, call somebody and ask them. Bye.